Hello everyone. My team. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 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 Uh, so hello everyone. Everyone is fine. So welcome all the first yearites and the second yearites to the 1 month long Codechef ITGGV chapter sessions in which we will teach you about the basics of C++ and we will build logical and programming skills inside you. And once again, I welcome you all to this session. And during the session, if you have any doubts regarding anything, you can raise your hand and ask your doubts to your speaker or us, the core team. So first, before starting, so Satish sir, are you there? Um, Himanshu, okay, check once. Okay, so I think Satish sir, are you there? Uh, okay, no issue. We'll continue. We will be joined. Uh, Please, no one open your mic, okay? Don't open your mic, anyone. Uh, so we'll continue with it. And when Sir joins, then he'll speak few words of wisdom for us to guide us and motivate us more. So going through the session, in this like sessions, what we are going to do is that we will be teaching you about the basic of C++ and we will be also teaching you the different things regarding it. Okay, just a second. Okay, so we have Satish sir and he will give some words from his side. Uh, Sir?
Okay. Uh, my voice is coming?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, good evening, all the students. Okay. It's a very good evening to all of you. Uh, today's in the today's session, I think most of the students from the first year. So, the first year students, especially for the first year students, I welcome to the all first year students who has joined this session, Codechef session. Okay. I welcome you all. And it's great pleasure for me to be the part of the Codechef student chapter. Okay, so because this student chapter is very much, it means it is very good initiative has taken by your seniors. Okay, especially third year seniors who has taken this initiative for all of you, and for especially for the first year and second year students, and as well as for your it means the batchmates. It means especially for the third year, because the final years already they know about all these things and they are preparing for the placement and all that. Okay, but and now the time is for the first year, second year, and third year for improvement of their skills, whatever skills they are having, na, we have to improve it. Okay, so this Codechef, especially this student chapter, Codechef student chapter, will help us to improve that skill. Whatever skills you are having now, we have to improve it. Okay, so in the point of view, if you talk about the technical point of view, okay, so we are having the technical skills like the different coding languages we are having. Okay, so we have to improve that skills. Okay, and that skills will help us, and definitely it will help us in the final year. Okay, so you have to make the base, you have to make the base like this way, that whatever things we'll do in the final year, it will help us. Okay, so like in the final year, what we'll do in the final year, we'll try for the job. Okay, we can go for the that competitive examinations, we can go for the that our technical examination like gate examinations. Okay, so definitely this all these things will improve by this Codesef sessions. Okay, so this it will help us, it will help us for that purpose. Okay, so we have to make ourselves like this way, it will help, it will help in the final year. Okay, so it will, we have to improve this Codesef chapter, will help you to improve your skills as well as the communication skill. Okay, because this communication skill is very much important. As a engineering students, this communication is very much important. Okay, so all these things, if you'll see now, overall development is very much important. Not only the academic point of view, not only the academic point of view, you have to develop the complete things, complete overall development is very much important. We need to improve our personality. Okay, so by this Codesef chapter, definitely this Codesef chapter will help us to do all these things. Okay, so with the help of it, with the help of this Codesef chapter will help us to improvement of our personality. Okay, so dear students, especially the first year students, what we are expecting, that you have to give more participation in this Codesef chapters. Okay, Codesef events, whatever events your seniors are organizing now, you have to more participate is very much important. Okay, because you know that it means if you participate it now, the overall development will definitely will see that the development you can see in your yourself. Okay, so what we are expecting as a Codesef advisor, what we are expecting, that we have to improve, we have to improve, it means overall development of our institute of technology, or we can say school of engineering and technology, the development is very much important. Okay, I have seen that culture of the IITs and NITs. Okay, the same culture we are adopting here. Okay, what they are doing, students are doing every activities students are doing, it means this type of the events, whatever events you can see now in the Codesef chapter, all these events are same things, are the students are organizing the NITs and IITs. Okay, so same things we are adopting here for the improvement of the all overall students. Okay, so your seniors has taken the very good initiative, and definitely it will help you. So what we have to do, you have to give the more participation, and definitely you can see that what are the things your seniors are doing now, that responsibility you have to take in the next year. You have to make the same trends. Okay, you have to continue the same trends. So dear students, what you have to do now, that this is the time you have to participate it, and you have to improve yourself, and the next year you have to do the same things, whatever things your seniors are doing for your juniors. Okay, so these trends we have to continue it. Okay, so you know, if you'll talk about our institute of technology or school of engineering and technology now, if you'll see the record of the school of engineering technology, our every branch, if you'll talk about that, every branch of our school of engineering technology, it means more than 40% students are, if complete total strength of our students of each branch, more than 40% students are selected in gate examinations. Okay, and at least 3 to 4 students are having very good ranks, who are taking the every year, who are taking the admission in the IITs. Okay, as well as the same thing if we talk about the CAT examinations, MBA. Okay, so every year it means at least 10, if we'll talk about the overall engineering and technology, 10 students, minimum 10 students are going for the MBA, and not the, it means is not, it means we can say simple institute, they are going for the reputed institutes like IIMs. Okay, if we talk about the computer science students, just last year 2 students are going for the MBA, and they got the admission in the IM. Okay, so these things we have to maintain it. Okay, whatever things your seniors has started now, the trends your seniors has started, that trends you have to maintain it. Okay, you have to do more than your seniors. And how you can do that? With the help of this type of the events like Codechef chapter. The first time the Codechef chapter has started, and that definitely what I will see, that definitely I will see the results in the next year. More placements will be there, definitely more students will be placed with the help of these things, because that their skills will be very much improved at that time. And definitely what will happen, definitely that will reflect in our result of gate examinations, because the programming skills are also coming on there. And the students who are belonging to the not only, it means not belonging to the CSC and IT background, definitely it will help us in your job. Because for freshers, if you want to switch in the computer science field, it will very much helpful to you. Okay, if you're not switching, it's okay, but this will help us to improve your logics, improve your communication skill. And definitely it will help you in the final year, especially I'm using the term final year. So don't think like that, how it will help us, what will be the benefit of these things. It will show the benefit at the final year, definitely will show you. Okay, so dear students, you have to show the more participation in this type of the events. Okay, because you have to continue these things for your juniors. Okay, so if you see this time, if you have to participate this time, you can encourage your juniors to participate this type of the events. Okay, so what at last what I'm saying to you, all the best dear students. Okay, and especially welcome to all of you, and all the best. And give more participations in this students chapter, because this students chapter is only for you, only for you, only for the benefit of our institute students. Okay, so dear students, all the best. And now i'm
Yeah,
i'm winding up here.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Pranav.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an inspiring and heartwarming speech and guiding our juniors, first yearites as well as second yearites. And you always keep
Yes.
guiding us everywhere in any path we go. So we really appreciate that. So yeah, so basically talking about our code chef chapter, I want to say just that after coming of the Codechef chapter in our college, we have experienced a huge development in the programming as well as development category of students, and students have participated immensely in contests of Codechef as well as other programming contests that are being hosted online. So this well brings us to something that obviously these things are helping, and this is all because all students are contributing to the community of CodeChef, and we have received almost 300 participations of community members in CodeChef till now. And in every contest we are receiving hundreds, like not hundreds, but still we are receiving 60-70 participants in every CodeChef contest, which is considerable regarding the previous records that we had before CodeChef. So I really want to congratulate my CodeChef team as well, my core team, and my executive members, and all my community members as well. So now this session will be carried forward by Shweta Raj of second year IT and Kishan Kumar Sheth of second year Computer Science Engineering, and they will teach the first session, and they will teach you about what is the basic of CPP and various things regarding that. So I'll hand over to you, Shweta or Kishan.
Thank you, sir, for your
Okay.
wonderful guidance to all of us. Uh, Hello, everyone. We welcome you all to 1 month Fiesta organized by Codechef ITGGV chapter. I am Sweta Raj, female CP member of Codechef ITGGV chapter, and he is Kishan Kumar Seth. He is also a CP member at ITGGV chapter. We heartily welcome you all to this session. Today is the very first session of this Fiesta. So let's start with basic understanding of computer. As we know, computer does not understand our language. To make computer understand our language, we need to convert it into binary language. For that, we need a compiler. And also to write our code, we need an editor. There are many editors available out there, such as VS Code, Code Block, Sublime Text, Turbo, etc. But from all of these, VS Code is most popular. It has more inbuilt extension. You can download any of them. If you have joined our previous session, then you know how to download it and install it. If you still have any doubt, you can refer to any YouTube video or you can ask any of us. For today's session, we will be using VS Code. So what we are trying to do with VS Code? We are trying to communicate with our computer. As we all know, for communication, we need a language. I hope you all we also know that what is language. Language is a mode of communication that is used to share our idea, opinion with each other. For example, if we want to teach someone, we need a language that is understandable by both communicators. For current situation, I am using English as that language. Then first question comes to our mind that how we will communicate with our computer. Can we do so while speaking? Then answer is big no. We need a one editor to do a
Ma'am,
set
your
of
voice.
instruction given to the
Okay, Shweta, your voice is
my voice
stuttering
is
a
not
bit.
clear.
Your voice is a bit stuttering,
Okay.
means try
Is now
once.
my voice now clear?
Now,
Yes.
now it's okay.
Okay. We need a right to our code in editor or any set of instruction given to compiler to perform a certain task is called program. And programming language is a computer language that is used by programmers to communicate with computer. It is a set of instructions written in any specific language. The language may be C, C++, Java, Python, JavaScript, or any of them to perform a specific task. We will be continuing with C++. There are some benefits of using it over other languages. These benefits are its portability, object-oriented programming, multi-para diagram, low-level manipulation, memory management, large community support, capability with C, scalability. You will be knowing this term in detail in your further coding journey. So let's start with a sample code in C++. Don't worry guys, the code will be available in this PPT and it will be shared with you all after the meet. You can run the code in your system by your own after the environment setup. For now, just look at the screen and try to understand the basic syntax. What does it really means? First of all, I will show how this code will work. First of all, we will make a folder. To make a folder, just right click, you have an option of new, then make a folder. Just to give the name of folder, for now I am giving the C++. If you are using VS Code, after the right click, you will have an option to open with code. When you click open with code, the folder will be open in your VS Code editor. The first thing you have to do after the opening into the VS Code, just make a file. To making the file, just click is the plus button. You will be getting an option to make the file. First of all, give a file name. Suppose I am here, I am giving the first program. After the giving the file name, you have to add extension. For C++, the extension is .cpp. If you are using C, then extension may be .c. If you are using Python, the extension is .py. While giving the file name, the one thing is to keep in your mind that you have used alphabet, underscore, and integer. For better references, you can search on Google or you can ask any of us. First of all, I will be showing you how this code will run. After that, I will be explaining each and every term. For now, just look at the screen. Don't worry guys, I will be explaining each term, what I am using it. First of all, I want to run the code where you can see how this works. Suppose I am writing here last we have to return 0. After the writing the code, this is a very basic sample code of C++. We will be understanding each line in detail. After the writing the code, we will have to save this source file. This is a source file. We have written the code now. This is called source file. After the writing, you have to just save. If you are using Windows, then Control S to just save. After the save, there is the run button. You have to click to the run button. What happened when you click to the run button? When you click the run button, the source code convert into the assemble or executable file, where you can, after that executable file, the code will be running. Then what is the executable file? The question comes to your mind. Executable file is 01 binary code file. You can find this code in your bin folder. After the clicking the run button, I am just showing you what happens. After the clicking run button, the compiler compiles the code. Compilers compile the code into the binary code and the output displayed here. I will be explaining each term so to you for better understanding. The first line. The first line is has include IOStream. The first line word has include is a preprocessor directive. What does it does? It means it just to include the file. Which file? The file is the header file. IOStream here is a header file which have as a work as a library which contains cin or cout. Cin means console input or cout means console output. The first line, what does it do with our code? Has include just include this header file to our program for better working. Without including header file, if we run the code now, then our it will give compilation error. I will be showing you with some practical. Suppose this is a header file line. Suppose I delete this line, and after deleting Control S, then press run button for running. You can see that it say that cout is not declared in the scope. That means for including cout, we have to add this header file. Header file just work as a library which contains IOStream header file. Next line, what is the next line? Next line is using namespace std. What does it mean? It just work allow us to differentiate similar function, classes, variable, etc. You will be studying this in your Fiesta classes in the next classes or next Fiesta sessions. What is class, function, variable in your detail. For now, just remember that you have to include this using namespace std line after this header file line. After the header file line, you have to use using namespace std. At last, we have used semicolon. Semicolon says our compiler that we have reached to the end of the command. It means ending of the line. By saying the semicolon, compilers
Ma'am, your
understand that it
like
starts ending here. Is my voice is lagging or what?
Shweta, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, attendees, we will tell her, don't worry. Shweta, your voice is stuttering a bit. Just see it once. Speak again.
Okay.
This one.
From where my voice is getting stuck.
Uh, can you reconnect, Shweta?
Okay, sir.
Or otherwise, try here. I'll see if it improves, then you can continue. Speak
Now is
something.
my voice is clear?
Yeah, now it's clear.
Screen is visible?
Yeah, visible. You can continue.
Okay, should I start with explaining the sample code once again or should I
Whatever
continue with?
is whatever is visible in the screen, you can explain that. That's it.
Okay, okay. Sorry for this issue. Has include. Has include is the first word of our code, which is preprocessor directive. It works as it includes the header file. IOStream is a header file which works as a library which contains scene, cout. What does the scene means? Console input, console output. The first line has include IOStream is showing that you have to include this header file which work as a library for scene and cout. I have explained with this example. Is that is clear or not, sir? Suppose this is the header file of this program. Then if I delete this header file line and run our command, then it's showing that cout is not find. It's showing that cout was not declared in this scope. For declaring cout, we have to just include this header file. And the header file is IOStream. And the next line is using namespace std. Using namespace std allow us to differentiate similar function, classes, variable, etc. You will be studying this what is class, function, variable in detail in our further session. For now, just remember that we have to use using namespace std after has include iostream line. At last, we have used semicolon. Semicolons tells the compilers that now it's reached to the end of the command. That means the line is ending. Compiler understand that the line is ending. And the next is main function, the most important part of the code. That is main function. When the code is compiling, now it first come to the main function. Now it's my voice is clear or not? Kisan, is my
Yes, ma'am.
voice clear?
Yeah, clear, clear,
Yeah,
perfect.
clear, Shweta. You can continue.
Okay. The main function. The main function start with the opening of curly braces is showing that the function is open. And here we have written cout. What happened when the compiler comes to our code? Read our code. First, it comes to the main function. Then he sees the open curly braces and so sees that first open curly braces indicates that the function is opening. After the coming into the function, he will find cout. What will he go? He go to the first line and see the has include. Has include says that just check into the iostream library is cout is present or not, and he will find the cout and it will execute the code. Cout means console output. The cout object is used along with the insertion operator in order to display. This is an inserter operator you have to use in with cout. This is a basic format of C++. You have to remember it. There are double quotes in between. Whatever the things we want to print, we have written into double quotes. In C++, whatever the things we want to display now, we have to write into the double quotes. In double quotes, I have written Sri Ganesh. The word Sri Ganesh, then output is Sri Ganesh. Here you can see that the output is Sri Ganesh, or you can do some practical afterwards. For now, just let understand what does this really mean. And this word is ind l. Ind l is the word for saying that to just to use next line. You will be explain. I will be explaining all this term by doing some practicals. And this is return zero. Return zero is showing that this function will not return anything. If you are using int here, int means integer. You have to mention this point return zero. It will show the compiler that this function will not return anything. At last, there is a close curly braces. It's showing that the function has ended. This is the basic syntax. So let's understand by some practical for better understanding. Let's do some more practical. First of all, I want to tell you about most important term, which is comment. In your coding journey, you will be writing the code 25% of your time, but 75% of the time you will be reading the others code. Then you need to understand it. You need comment. You all guys thinking what is I'm saying comment, what is comment? Suppose I have written my name. Suppose I have printed my name. My name is Sweta. So I have printed my name, Sweta Raj. Okay. I know that it is my name. You guys know that it is my name. But for the third person who is not presented in meeting, if he want to know what whose name is it is written, then how can he know? There is a one method to do that. That is comment, which is available in each programming language. For C++, we use double slash. After the double slash, we can write anything. Suppose for now I am writing I am second year IT student. Second year IT student. After the double slash, all the things written now it become it compiler did not recognize all this thing. All this become Mr. India for the compiler. What are the things is written after the double slash? Compiler did not able to understand. Suppose I'm writing right now. I'm running this code. After the running, you can see that I have written into the double quote Sri Ganesh. The output is Sri Ganesh. In the next line, I have used Sweta Raj. Then output is Sweta Raj. But compiler did not read this, recognized it. Suppose if I have removed this double slashes and try to run this code, then our compiler give compilation error. He will not able to recognize the word. He is saying that I was not declared in this scope. He he was not able to recognize. This is a very important thing you will be using more frequent in your coding journey. And the now next term is int l. Yeah guys, int l. Suppose right now I am writing something. Suppose I am writing hello world. Hello world. Suppose I have not written int l, just given the semicolon to terminate this line. In next line, suppose I have written I am a student of, I am a student at GGB. Our college name. I have terminated this line with semicolon. After saving this file, I have pressed the run button to execute the code. You can see here in the third line, hello world, there will be no space between the world and I. The space will be hidden. You cannot able to find the space. There will be no space. I have not given the space in our code. How can we recognize the space? For giving the space, suppose if you can give the space, or like that, I have told you now, whatever the things you want to display in your screen, just write into the w codes. Here I want a space after the hello world, then I have given the space. After the changing the code, you have to save your code and make a run, then your code will be running. See guys, hello world, I am a student at GGB, but all the things is presented in the same line. Suppose if I want that hello world will be presented in the one line, and I am a student at GGB present in the second line. Then what will we do? We will use int l. Int l is providing us new line. After the saving, I have run the code. The first line is Sri Ganesh, second line is Sweta Raj, third line is hello world, and fourth line is I am a student at GGB. This is how the code will work. If you have any query, you can ask in the chat box. From now onwards, I would like to hand over to Kisan. Kisan, you can continue from here.
Hello everyone.
Yeah,
Is my
just
voice
wait.
audible?
Just wait
Okay,
one
sir.
second. Whoever is having any doubt regarding the session, no need to worry about it. All your doubts will be cleared at the end of the session, and you can raise your hands only when you have a genuine doubt. At the end of the session, you can ask all the doubts to the speaker and instructors as well as to us about the Codechef chapter as well about other things about coding. So continue, Rishan.
Is my voice audible, sir?
Yeah.
Let me present my screen. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. I am Kishan Kumar Seth from CSE second year, and I am member of Codechef CP team. So let's move on. So Sweta told you about what are the sample codes, what are the meaning of this has in let, what is the meaning of has include IO stream and int main and cout. So let me tell you about what are the data types. Let's in real life example, if you want to store water, then how will you store it? You need some instrument or some utensils or buckets to store it. Or if you need to measure something, then you need some instrument. So in so simply like that in coding, if we want to store any number like 1, 2, any alphabetical number or anything, then you need some data types to store it. Like there are types of data types are, first one is primitive data type and other is non-primitive data types. What are primitive data types? Primitive data types are the fundamental data types, and these are predefined data types provided by a programming language to store data in a variable. Primitive data types is used to store data in variables. It is of two types. First one is numeric, and second is boolean. What is mean by boolean? Boolean is for like you have read about boolean algebra. Like here in boolean algebra, there is always true or false. True is for 1 and false is for 0. So okay, then boolean is for true or either false. And in numeric there is integer. And integer means like in number system, you know that from from your childhood that in integers. What are integers? Integers are those which are whole numbers. Like whole number means 0, 1, 2, and even in negative numbers also, like -1, minus -2, and all that, -3, and anything. All these are numbers. All numbers are in including this are in stored in integers. Integers are of four types. First one is byte, second is short, third is int, and fourth is long. Then you have a question in your mind that why we need four types of integers to store a numbers. That because every type, that byte, short, int, long, these are four types, and they are used for different ranges. Like short has, sorry, byte has one byte, short has 2 byte, and int has 4 byte, long has 8 bytes. And what are character is used to store characters. Like characters are small alphabetical or alphabets, like small means A, B, and others, and as well as capital alphabet also, like capital A, capital B, as well as special characters. Like special character means ampersand, asterisk, exclamatory symbols, and even numbers also. Numbers as a character, like 1, 2. These are in characters, which will be stored in a single inverted comma. Then it will be known as characters. And other is floating point numbers. What are floating point numbers? Floating point numbers are generally means like decimal numbers or fractional numbers. Fractional number means like you know that 2 by 10 is a fractional number. Then what it means, if we solve it, 2 by 10 means 0. 0.2. 0.2. After solving fractional number, we get decimal numbers. Then decimal number is stored in float or double. Float is for small range and double is for higher range. And even though we can store exponential number also, like what are the exponential number? 10 raised to the power 12. Like these are the 10 raised to the power 12. These are the examples, like 10 to the power 6. We can store in floating point numbers. And non-primitive data types, these are user defined data types, and we will tell you in afterward classes. So don't worry about these things, we will tell you after this class. So let's move forward. What So these five are the fundamental data types you used to we will use it daily. Like if you code, then we use normally. Like these are used to data types we use daily. Like integers, we want integers. In programming you need integers in numbers. Then you need integers. If for shorter range we use int. For longer range we use long. Sorry. For longer range we use long, and for decimal numbers we use float, and for higher range we use double. And boolean is for either true or false. And character is for store characters, like alphabetical or alphabets, special characters, and numerical numbers. And size, as I told you about their sizes, size of int is 4 bytes, size of float is 4 bytes, size of double is 8 bytes, and boolean is of 1 byte, and character is of also 1 byte. So let's move forward, and we will tell you about what are the ranges. So Boolean is of 1 bit. That is, it can store either false or true. Like I told you, in 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 Boolean algebra, you know that a number is either false or true. So it will be either false or true. So byte is 1 byte. Sorry, byte is size of byte is 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits. So how the range is calculated? So range is calculated like 2 to the power 7. Okay, range is minus 2 to the power 7 to 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Why minus 1? Here is no minus 1, and here is minus 1. Why there is minus 1? Because in this range we use we store every negative number as well as every positive number. Here minus 128 means minus 1 to minus 128 is negative number, and 1 to 127 is positive number. But you forgot about 0, where we store 0. So we store 0 and there will be a -1. If we don't store 0, then range will be of 128, but we have to store 0, so we will use -1 here. That's why there is -1. Same happens with here, -2 to the power 15, 2 plus 2 to the power 15 -1. And character is of 16 bits, so here it is. And int is of also 4 byte. Then 4 byte means 32 bits. Here is 32 bits and its range is here. See, there is see the range only if we neglect the symbol, that is minus or plus, then there is a difference of only -1. See, there is 8 and there is 7. Why? Due to 0. In positive number we store 0, that's why there is a -1. If we do -1, then we will get this one. And same happens with long also. -2 to the power 63 to 2 to the power 63 -1. And there is a size of float also. So let me tell you about how we use it in coding. So let's move to the VS Code. As Shweta told you, what are the sample codes? Like if you want to code, then what are the necessary things we have to write on our VS Code? Let's see. Firstly, we have to use has include, and then we have to insert our header file. Then we have to use using namespace std. Then we have to make our main function, that is int main. Sorry. Then we have to open curly braces, like, oh sorry, I forgot to tell you about what are the variables also. Variables are the most important part. So let me tell you what are the variables. Like if we want to store an integer, where we if you want to store 10, suppose example, let's take example. If you want to store 10, where you will store it? You need something, you have to give it a name. How will give it a, how will give it a name? Like, wait, huh, like if we want to give a name, then like suppose we can store 10 in a, like variable a, and we can store 10 in variable a. Variable is a name, and here it 10 is integer. Then we can use int data type. Int a is equal to 10. Okay, like here in first thing we need to do is, firstly we have to mention about data types. What are the data types? Second, variable names. And third, we have to initialize our data types. If you want to initialize, then initialize it, otherwise leave it by giving their data type only. Okay, and there are few rules how to give a name, how to write a name for variables. You have to see it on internet, or you can ask in doubt in in Discord channel as well. As there is a doubt channel and you can ask there. Like if you want to give a name like float, like character, character, like character, give it a name C. And we can store asterisk also. Like here asterisk is a character, and C is of char data types. Here C is char data type. Here that type of data, C is of data type char, and we can store asterisk in C. Okay, let's see some practicals. Like as I told you, 10. So int a is equal to 10 means here. So let's comment it. Value of a is, value of a is 10. Here this line is a statement, so we have to end the statement with a semicolon. And if you want, if you write anything in comment, then compiler just ignore it and process it. So compiler won't see it. So value of a is 10. So let's see, is it 10? Then we print it, see out a. Let's see what will happen. See guys, it's 10. Here it is written 10, means value of a is 10.
Yeah.
Is any problem here? Hello,
Yeah, you can
sir. My
continue.
okay, sir.
No.
Okay. Like firstly, there is int a is equal to 10. Here we can store only integer data type because we have
Kishan,
written int in it. Yes, sir.
someone is raising a hand. You can ask him like what he wants to ask. Wait,
Sir,
I'll
we
unmute.
can sir, we can
Huh?
ask, we can take their doubts at end.
Okay,
Firstly, let me
Ashish, we
finish
will
my.
take. Okay, Ashish, we will take your doubt at the end. You just note it down in your copy. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Kishan, continue.
Okay, sir. And there is because our function is int, so we have to return 0. Let's move forward. If you don't write return 0, then it will also process it. But for the precautions, we need to write return 0 also. If we don't write it, then it will also process it. Like if we make it comment, then our code also run it. Like see, here is 10. If you write 10, then our code also runs. See, like here is also 10. So like we have declared in data type. Let's see about float data types. Float. Float. Here float means float is data type. F is our variable name. Don't think about what is F. F is our variable name. And we can store anything here. Like in we can store any decimal numbers or fractional numbers. 10, suppose like we can store 121.2, and this line is a statement. So at the end of every statement we have to put semicolon. So I have put it semicolon. So let's see what happens. See out F. So let's run it. Run symbol of run is here. You can also run it from here. And I am using shortcut key, that is Control Alt N. See here, Control and Alt N is written. You can also from by clicking here you can also run it. So let's see what is happening in answer. See, we have firstly, what is the value of a? Value of a is 10. So see, value of a is 10. Then there is no space, and compiler prints the value of f, that is 121.2. Why it happens? Because we have not given any space or any new line. So if you want to give space, then how can I give it? Like we can, if you want to insert anything from yourself, then you need to write all the things in the in double inverted comma, and I need to insert a space from my side. Then I need to insert a space in inverted comma double inverted comma. So that is from there is a space. I have given there is a space. So let's compile it once again. Let's see, there is a space, 10 space 121.2. If you want to, like, what can be the other example? Like we can, if you want to w- print our f in next line, what can I do? So I can do like endl. Endl is for to make our cursor in next line. See, first printed a, then endl. Endl is for to make our cursor in the next line. Then our cursor moves here, then f printed, then value of f is printed. So let's see about boolean data type also. Bool. Here, meaning of bool is data type. T is for variable name, and let's store any value that is true. Let's see, and there is like we can also do like bool f equal to false. Let's see what happens. See guys, there is an error. What is the error? In bool f equal to false, float f is equal to 121.2. What is the error? Like if you have given someone like what can I say, my name is Kishan, and there is also one of your friend, his name is also Kishan. Then if you call someone, if you call anyone, then if you call Kishan, then both will come or there will be an error to whom you are calling. So in coding also there is also an error. To which f you are calling? There is two f. There is f. There is f. Then there will be a confusion. So always remember in coding you have to use different variable names for everything. Like you have used f, then you don't reuse it, like you can't reuse it f, so you have to give another name. So let's see, we have given b, then compile it. See, our code runs. First is a, then endl for next line, and f. So let's print about t and b. Let's see what happens if we print t and b. See out t, okay, and we are giving space here, then we are printing b. Let's see what happens. See, firstly here printed a value of a is 10, then our cursor moves because we have used endl, then our cursor moves to the next line, okay. Then f is printed, value of f is printed, that is 121.2. So 121.2 is printed, then I have not given any space or any new line, so value of t is printed. What is the value of t? Value of 2 is true, and true means I told you true means 1 in boolean algebra. So 1 is printed without any space because I have not given any space. After f or before t, you can see I have not given any space after f or before t, okay. Then t is printed, then after t I have given a space, then there is a space, and after this I have printed b. What is the value of b? False. False means 0, so there is 0, okay. So let's see, so let's make, there is a new line also, endl is for new line, make it here also and endl, okay. So let's see about what can I do with this, means what can I do with these variables like integer data types or float data types. We are using bool data types for further. Let me tell you, give example what can I do with integer data types or float data types. Let's see, if you want to add two numbers, like let's comment it out first, and don't worry, I will provide all the code in the ppt also for your revision. And remember, if I have commented all things, if I commented anything, like here I have commented all things and here is a, then I can reuse a because I have commented it and compiler ignores it, then I can reuse it a, I can reuse it a. So let's see, int a is equal to 5. Firstly, adding of two numbers, addition of two numbers. Let's see, our first number is int a is equal to 10, comma b is equal to 20, okay. See guys, if I want to store, like if we want to print their sum, then we can initialize a new variable of int data type, like int c is equal to a plus b. Like in mathematics, you know that if you have value of x and you have value of y, then you can say like z equal to x plus y, and you can say what is the value of z, then you say z equal to x plus y, and you will print value of c. See out c. Let's see what happened. 30. How it comes? 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. Or you, if you don't want to initialize new variable, then you can directly print it like, comment it. You can print like a plus b. It will do the same thing. See, 30. But what is the difference by using this and this? If you want to store theirs, if you want to use their sum in anywhere, then you have to initialize a variable. If you want to store c for any multiplication or a division, like in further, suppose like if you want to store c for some multiplication, like if you want to store for minus 10, c minus 10, then you can make a new variable. If you don't want to use c, then you can directly print a plus b, okay. Like we can use, let's see our other operators also, other arithmetic operators also. Like there is c out, a plus b, first one is addition. Let's see about subtraction here. and multiplication, and the symbol of multiplication is asterisk. And for division, let's see how it happened. So see guys, a plus b means 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. 10 minus 20 means minus 10. A into b means 10 into 20 is equal to 200. And here a by b means 10 divided by 20. If you do 10 divided by 20, then it will come in decimal number. What will be the output? Decimal. In decimal. Something will come in decimal number. But our integer is only integer only stores any integer numbers. Int is used for here int is used for only integer numbers. And when we solve 10 by 20, then it will not come any integer. The integral part will be 0. Like the answer is 0.5. 10 by 20 is 10 by 20 is 0.5 and it is in decimal form. So our compiler is only prints the integer part of this. What is the integer part of it? Is 0. Then our compiler is prints 0. Let's see other example also. Let's move it to say 45. Let's see what happened again. 45 plus 20 is equal to 65. Okay. A minus B means 45 minus 20 is equal to 25. 45 into 20 means 900. Okay. And 45 upon 20. What is it? What does it mean? Like, let's see. 45 divided by 20. What happened here? Let's see. After solving it, we will get 2.25. Okay. This is float, this is decimal number. Okay, decimal part of it, and this is integer part. So our code on our compiler only prints the integer part, because here a and b is of integer type. So our code always print integer part of it, that is 2. See, here is only 2. It will not print any decimal part of it, like it will be of anything. If there is an set 2.9, then it will ignore 2.9. It will only print 2, because this is of it is its characteristic is it will only print integer part, not decimal part. Okay, let's see about decimal numbers also. Let's I initialize it with float c is equal to, let's say, 1.1, and 1.2, and d equal to 3.6. Let's see what happens. And this is line is a statement, therefore we have to end this line with semicolon. Okay, and let's see, we will do same operations, same all 4 arithmetic operators. Let's see what happens. See out d plus, sorry. And remember guys, also I have used here small d, then here you have to also use small d. You can't use capital D, because here, because you, I think you know about ASCII values. Here d value of ASCII value of d is different, and ASCII value of capital D is different. Both are different. Capital D and small d are different. So here you have to use only small d plus c. Okay, then I will use endl to make our everything in next line. And let's see, for first is addition, second is for subtraction, third is for multiplication, fourth is for division. Okay, let's see what will be the output. Let's see. So here, let me addition for decimal numbers. Again, let's print it like after This is for integer arithmetic operators, and here we are using for decimal numbers. So let's make it for addition for decimal numbers and indel. Let's see. The upper four are of integer data types and lower four are of decimal numbers. Like I have written addition for decimal operation on decimal numbers. Should I write it? Operation on decimal numbers. Okay, let's see what happened. D plus C means 3.6 plus 1.2 is 4.8. Okay, D minus C is 3.6 minus 1.2, that is 2.4. D into 6 is 3.6 into 1.2, means after multiplication the answer will come 4.32. Here you can see we have stored decimal part also as well as integer part also. How it happened? Because we have used float data type. And what is the characteristic of float is? Float is used for decimal part, decimal numbers. To store decimal numbers, float used for decimal numbers, and int used for integer numbers. Okay, float is used for decimal numbers. Let's see what happened then. Then it is 4.32 and d by c. D by c means 3.6 upon 1.2. That is 3.6 upon 1.2 means answer will be 3. Let's change it to any other number, 1.1. Let's see what happened. See, firstly the number is added, then subtracted, then multiplication, and then division. See guys, 3.6 upon 1.1, then answer will come like 3.27273. This is decimal part and this is your integer part. Okay, let's move forward. I hope you all got this. Let's see, there is a sample code for integer or float data types. What is this? Firstly, I included the sample code that is has include and IO stream. These lines are necessary to write in every line, to write in every code, because this is header file and you have to use using namespace std, and you have to make a int main function always, and opening of curly braces. This is curly braces, guys, and curly braces and closing of opening and closing of curly braces is always there. Then here is we have declared as int a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 5, and float d is equal to 10.2, e is equal to 9.3. Okay, and we have stored their sum, that is a and b, in a third variable, that is int c. So c is equal to a plus b, and we have stored their subtraction, that is float d, subtraction of d and d we have stored in f, that is f equal to d minus e, and I have printed it like c and f. And you can see, firstly I have printed the addition part, that is 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. Okay, then you can see that, then you can say that here firstly I printed c, that is 15. Okay, then I have inserted a space, you can see it here, that is I have inserted in double inverted comma, that is a space. Then there is a space, you can see there is a gap. I told you about this thing in the practical time, and that I then there is a f, the value of f is 0.9 after subtraction, that is 10.2 minus 9.3 is 0.9, that is here f. First is c, then there is a space, here is a space. If I have not given a space, then 0 is written here like 15, then there is no space, then 0.9, it is written like this, but I have inserted an space, then 15 space 0.9, because I have used float data type, that's why it is 0.9. If I haven't used float, if I have used int data type, then there is only 0, not zero point 0.9, because 0.9 is decimal part, and int ignores decimal part. The characteristic of float is to store decimal part also, and the characteristic of int is it stores only integral part, that is zero. It only stores zero. Int stores only zero here, that is zero. But float also stores the 0.9 also, that is 0.9. Okay, so let's see. This will be your homework. Like, output your name. Sweta told you about how she output her name. Then you have to output your name also. How you will output your name. Then you have to calculate 5 marks in sub 5 marks in 5 subjects. Calculate marks in 5 subjects and print the average. Like, you can give your marks in 5 subjects. Like, you can say, like, if your school subjects physics, chemistry, math, English, geography, all things, you can take 5 subjects, and you have to initialize that, and you have to give 5 values to them, and you have to print their average. What will be the average? Sum upon 5. Okay. And then the third question is, change the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit by taking user input. Okay. And firstly, you have to remember about what is the formula to change Celsius to Fahrenheit. Then you have to initialize it. Okay. And the third is, you have to calculate area of circle, square, and rectangle. So let's see what will be. Let me tell you about how to calculate area of rectangle in coding, in programming. So let's see. Area of rectangle. Then say out area of see guys here. This means we have commented it so that I can remember. If I have opened this code, this file after 1 month or 2 months, then I will remember by seeing the comment. What is why I used this int you choose for integer. If you open this file after 1 or 2 months, then you will remember I told you about this int you choose for only integer numbers. And while reading about area of rectangle in comment, then you think the code written below it means the code written below here are used for area of rectangle. And this area of rectangle means it will be printed on the screen. Handle, like, what things we need for area of rectangle? We need a length and breadth. So what will be int length? Firstly, let me take it in integer data type, then I will show in float data type also. Firstly, I will take it in length. So let's take for length, for len, length is equal to 21. Okay. You don't have to write centimeter, meter. You have to only use only integer number. Then breadth, br for breadth is equal to 19. Okay. Then you can output it like cout length into, yes sir, 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 I am giving an example to solve, like, they can solve circle and square and triangle from own, and I'm giving only one example how they will solve it. If they get any error, I will solve only one question. Yes sir, only 2 minutes. Like, if you want to output it length into breadth, then see what happens. Okay. Cout length is equal to, what is the error? Length. Okay. See, after multiplication 21 into 19, the area is 399. Okay. Similarly, you have to solve for circle, square, and you can take it triangle also. And you can also do it some more questions from net also, triangle. So that's it from my side. If you have any question, then you can write in chat box. And if you get any doubt regarding this four questions or any other question, any questions, then you can ask the questions in Discord channel also. If you will personally message us, then it will be, then we you will get reply from us very late, because we have to give reply to everyone, and it will be, then it will create problem. If you reply, if you ask doubt in Discord channel, then anyone, there are 35 people in Codechef team, then anyone can reply you. Okay, if you want, if you have any question, then ask in comment,
Okay.
then ask in chat.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the session has gone well for you guys.